Hello and a very, very good evening to you. We're launching a brand new one-day special, as we do every night here on Hochanda. Now, just when I thought Groovi couldn't get any better, well, it just did. It just did. We've got the lovely Tina Cox and we've got Paul Church with us. This collection, Tina, is absolutely stunning. It really, really is. You must be very happy with it.
I am.
Yes.
Christmas, stitching, groovy, everything in one, glitter. Life can't be better.
No, I know. This really is fabulous. And when you see the Groovi plates here, what you can do, what you can achieve, and the addition of stitching with that as well. Oh my word. This is an incredible deal. We've got Tina Cox to take us through some wonderful demonstrations. If you've got any questions, please get them in for us. It is studio@hochanda.com. What we'll do, Tina, we'll let you go off and get ready for the demonstrations. Can't wait for that.
Thank you.
And we'll have a look at the one-day special with Paul. So I'll see you in a few moments. Tina. This really is an incredible collection, Paul, isn't it?
It's absolutely stunning. I mean, Tina's sort of artwork and style is absolutely stunning. This is the second time that Tina's done a collection with stitching in it.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that you could do embroidery on parchment?
I know, but the two work so well together. And with the threads that we've got on the show as well, if you want to shop ahead of yourself, go for the threads because they make them stand out even more. Now, with this one-day special, you are getting thread. You're getting the silver thread just there, and you're also getting parchment as well, and you're getting the needles, aren't you?
25 needles, and Tina tested so many needles when we launched the first collection, so these are perfect for that. But what I love about when we look at the designs, I mean, you can tell that it's Tina through and through. But what I love about this is that even if you're not into the stitching, these plates stand alone. So you can use the designs exactly how they come and just trace out in the normal way that you would with a normal Groovi plate, but you've got that element of the extra stitching on it.
I love that, and it gives you an extra element to your creativity as well. Now, just taking a look at the angel here, you'll see closer that we've got that stitching on there. I always say we, it's the royal we, isn't it? That Tina has put together the stitching on there. And if you're thinking, well, I'm not quite sure how to put together the stitching, do you know what? They've thought about that for you as well. So you've got a stitching guide, and I think once you've done one, Paul, you will master all of them.
That's right, and as Tina explains, we'll explain later on, it depends on where you come up, go down to create that different style. It reminds me of the old Spirelli. Do you remember
that's right. You know what? I can never think of that name. Well done, Paul.
Spirelli.
Well done.
That's what it reminds me of. And to have that on parchment is absolutely amazing.
Now, there's some addition of beads on here, and this one's been made by Glynis. This is absolutely gorgeous. So you can thread beads on there as well.
Exactly. And Tina really loves beads, and she's saying, we need some beads, we need some beads.
Well, 10% has gone already as we take you through these samples. I mean, look at this one from Ronk. I mean, fabulous. The way that the beads have been taken through those threads.
Ronk's just taken the outline of that Christmas tree from the plate and then just infilled it with those beautiful beads.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? I get another sample here from Jen Telford. Take a look at this. Imagine this as a Christmas card for somebody. It won't remain as a card. It'll go up on the wall.
That's right.
It definitely will.
I mean, just if we look at the stars just in the middle, that can be for all throughout the year.
Yeah, definitely. And also the love hearts as well.
Exactly. Valentine's, that's not far away. Get Christmas out of the way first.
Get Christmas out of the way first. But no, it is. You can use them in so many different ways. And if you want that really gorgeous traditional Christmas looking card, and again, something that will, I believe, go up on someone's wall. This won't go away in a drawer.
This, for me, this is like the old embroidery keepsakes, isn't it? Like the samplers that people bring out year and year again. And if you send this to someone, I mean, this would go in a picture frame that you could put on the mantelpiece or on the wall. I mean, we've got this little sort of sampler here, which is like a Christmas decoration.
Oh my goodness,
so again, you can use it to decorate the tree as well. Imagine doing a garland of this.
Oh, can you imagine? That is absolutely gorgeous. We do have queues on the phones. I knew we would. I knew we'd be busy. So do bear with us. The best way to order would be the website. And I would recommend that once it's in your basket, you do check on out, just to make sure you've got it, you feel relaxed, and then you can continue to watch the demonstrations as well.
Look at this. This
Love
is gorgeous.
that. Isn't that beautiful?
Jackson. And the reason we put the black parchment in there is because we put the silver thread in. When we launched the first collection, we did gold. And Tina said, oh no, we need silver for Christmas. So I thought, right, what goes perfectly with silver than black parchment?
Yeah, it's got to be. got to be. This is some gold actually with the silver, so you can see how beautifully they work together. Now you are getting 10 sheets of black parchment, which is 150 GSM.
Yep.
You've also got the silver thread as well, and the needles, 25 needles. Now we've got 25 needles. I'm going to ask the question, are they brittle? Is that why we've got 25?
No, because you'll find they're so fine. And what we found when we did the last collection, we put 2 needles in the set. And then people say, oh, I've lost it or whatever.
Yes.
So we've given you 25 and it means hopefully that you shouldn't lose them this side of Christmas.
Just make a pin cushion if you want, yes. So you've got all of that, you've got the plates as well, and you are going, if this is something brand new to you, then wow, what a way to get into Groovi.
I think so,
a way.
and also because it's got that versatility that if you're new to Groovi and you think, oh, I can't do the stitching, just look at the designs on the plate.
Yes,
you don't have to do any stitching at all.
No, I mean 20% now has gone, oh my word, 20% of the stock has gone. You've got the Christmas baubles there, you've got the stars, and just taking part of the element of the stars here, Paul, to make something look completely different.
That's gorgeous. That's been from Francis. That's
Isn't that
really,
beautiful?
really nice. It's that kaleidoscope. And you'll notice that we've got different colour threads on some of the samples as well.
Yeah.
We've got those on the show. The lovely Hayley West has put 2 different collections of threads together. So I would suggest shopping ahead. If you're putting this in the basket, have a look on the website, because some of it there isn't much stock on.
No, there's not. There's metallics and sparkle, which I know is Tina's favourite, the sparkle. I mean, that is a gorgeous card. That doesn't have to be for Christmas. That could be for any occasion.
That could be a new baby. A star is born, couldn't it?
It definitely could. Another 2 samples to show you before we have a look at some inspiration. I love the way that you've mixed the tree with the baubles. Isn't that lovely?
Gorgeous.
And then I did think for a moment that this card was made especially for me, but then I realised it's Joy, not just J for Janice. But never mind, one can live in hope. £34.96. Oh my word, what excellent value for money that you're getting here with your one-day special. Brand new today. 962413 is your item number if you want to go for that. But we are having a very, very busy launch. Now, whilst we all get ourselves together, you check out your baskets. Let's have a look at some inspiration. Right, so we are back with Tina. Oh my word, we're so busy. Can we just talk about the threads, Tina?
Yeah.
Is that all right, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're busy for these. Now we knew we would be. You've got 2 options, haven't you, Paul?
That's right. So this is the first option,
okay.
Which is the metallics.
Beautiful threads. Now, is that one variegated? You can see.
Yeah.
That's the right word, isn't it? Variegated. Yes, not irrigated. That's farmers, isn't it? We're limited stock on this, everyone. We're limited stock. Superb quality. You're getting 200 metres of each colour. Oh my word.
And you've got a beautiful colour selection in there.
Yeah, you certainly have. I mean, so that's peacock, that one.
That variegated one, yeah, it'd be beautiful, because especially with the black parchment,
oh my word,
that would really pick up really well.
I mean, even on, for example, the regular parchment, because it's variegated, it will look beautiful, but because it's got like the pinks and the blues and the greens, any coloured parchment, it's going to go really well. Your designer parchment, it's going to go, because you get all those colours in the designer parchment.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, this is marvellous.
Everything there.
We've got a 7-day. Oh, it's sold out. There is it's on extended delivery. Only 7 days to wait. Now we've got another option, so that is sold out. We've got another option. This is your sparkle. This is your favourite, isn't it, Tina?
Pretty. I love this one.
It is pretty. It really is.
It makes me happy just looking at that.
Oh, you can see the sparkle in there.
And that gorgeous. I mean, that red and that blue. Absolutely
superb,
gorgeous.
isn't it? Really, really is. It's almost like unicorn colours, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. You've got the gold and the silver. Oh my word! Well, we've sold out the metallics. This is the sparkle. If you want to get hold of them, $25.99. And it's on extended delivery, so only 7 days to wait, but I won't wait too long to get this into your basket and check on out. Very, very busy for all of those threads. How marvellous, I love that. We'll leave those there for now. Right, Tina, what are we going to look at first?
We're going to start off with something very basic, because I want to show you this, the various steps we first do before we get to the stitching. So we're going to keep it very simple. And through the 5 shows, you know, we'll bring in the embossing, we'll bring in the colouring and the picot cutting and all the rest. But for this first one, I want to get to the stitch.
Yes. All right, all right.
So this is what we're heading towards, which is one of the plates in full as is. I've done it on the black parchment.
Striking,
and used the silver thread, and there's plenty of glitter on there as well, because that makes me happy
so
as well.
Lovely, isn't it? It really is. And you can use different elements of that. You don't have to use the whole plate as it is. We can see lots of different, we've got the snowflakes in there, the hearts, the angel even on its own.
Just the angel on its own.
Design.
What we're going to do is we're going to start off with doing, just tracing out, embossing out the snowflake, just so it's quicker, and then we'll jump on to the one we've prepared for the stitching on the whole thing.
Let's do it.
So first what we need is, what I've done is I have picot cut on black parchment, the third from the inside square.
Perfect.
And the die is, these dies are like
well, we'll bring the details
brilliant
in for these, because if you've not seen them, this will be a game changer for you. I remember when we launched these, I think we broke the internet.
We did, yeah.
Proper broke the internet. If you do want to get hold of them, we'll bring the details up. We've got them there, £34.98. Why do you like them so much, Tina?
Well, for me, I mean, if I bring back one of the cards here, this one, not only have I done the parchment, for example, here, picot cut it, but also the cardstock, and you've got the perfect picots all the way around on cardstock. But what that has helped me do is wrap the thread around the picot, because the thread sits in the groove.
I thought that was just like a fine detail pen. That is beautiful.
No, I've just wrapped the thread around. Now, if I was to cut that manually, you know, using the parchment scissors, there's no guarantee I'm going to get a perfect picot all the way along. So if I'm putting the thread, winding the thread around, the chances are, if it's not cut properly, it's going to slip out.
Wow, who knew when these were put together that they were going to be used for this, and in such a perfect way.
And with the beautiful threads as well, it's just that little finishing touch, and it's just a perfect way of attaching the parchment to the card.
Yeah, so it certainly is.
So I mean, if you've got the threads, then, and the picot dies, then all your other bits of parchment work that you do is a fantastic way of just attaching it.
And it's equal, isn't it? It's equal. It's equal. The one after each other. It's absolutely stunning.
And you know, if you decide not to do the stitch work, for example, in the snowflake, you know, it's fine. You can still use your thread to wind it round, and it gives you almost like photo corners on your card.
And I guess it's a really nice, easy introduction to you if you've never done stitching work before, to show you how lovely that is going to be. My word. Right, we are busy. 30% of the one-day special has gone already. 30% in 13 minutes.
Wow.
Is it Friday the 13th today as well? It is.
Yeah.
It is. There you go. But it's all good, because we've passed 12 o'clock, and I think everything's good after 12 on Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's good. So no chance of, you know, at least it's past that 12
Friday
o'clock
the 13th is lucky for some.
I'll get home in
13
time.
is lucky for
if you've
some.
got the one-day special.
Well, it's going to be unlucky if you don't get it. 30% has gone.
What I've also done on my black parchment is I've embossed the double outline from the corresponding Groovi plate.
Right.
So the picot dies, there's a corresponding Groovi plate that goes with it, that you can do your outlines.
Oh, perfect.
So it gives you that perfect square around your picot. Yeah, so I've prepped that. So I'm going to move that along, and I'm going to move that along.
I love your designs, Tina, and as Paul said at the start of the show, when you see a Tina Cox design, you know it's a Tina Cox design.
Thank you, I think.
But you are, you're very talented, and I love the fine detail that you bring.
So I've just done the, now, because we're using black parchment for this, we need a light,
Yeah.
light panel. Because if I put it on there, you can just about see it, but we can't see the dots. But as soon as I turn on the light wave, there we go.
Yeah,
you see it perfectly.
You can see them. If you want the light wave, we do have it available for you. The details are on your screen. We'll bring up anything that Tina's using. If we've got it and it is available, we'll let you know, just in case you want to add it to your basket. 436518. It is available on FlexiBuy. Now, that's interesting because if you go for that, then anything else that you go for will be on FlexiBuy, including your one-day special if you want to go for it like that. So it gives you a chance to do that. You do need to select this first and then select your one-day special. If you do want to go for your light matte, the panel set, there it is, 436518.
What I did forget to say is when we're doing the embossing, we do the embossing on the glossy side, on the brighter side.
Right.
So that is facing up.
Okay.
So the matte side is the front of the work.
Got you.
Because it's color flooded on the one side, when we emboss on the color flooded side, the white, the outlines will be white on the matte side.
Right, so here we go. Here's one of the pieces of parchment that you'll be getting in the kit. So you can see this side is matte. You're getting 10 sheets in total, and then we'll turn it over and you can see the difference there instantly. So that's the matte and the glossy side.
So this is the side we would emboss on.
Right.
So that's
Face
the
down.
back of our work because we want our outlines to be white.
Gotcha.
So I've stuck it down using the Groovi tabs and rubbed it with a tumble dryer sheet. The plate, the embroidery plate is sitting on our plate mate from the starter kit. And I'm just going to hold the parchment down using the Groovi guard. And I'm going to emboss the outlines. I'm using a Pergamano number 1 tool.
Okay.
If you were using the Groovi tools from the starter kit, you would still use the number 1.
Now, all the tools are available online. We've also got a starter kit as well. So if this is something brand new to you, we do have a starter kit, and that includes your number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 tools. And you've got your Groovi plate in there. You've got some really cool Groovi plates to get started with. It's a wonderful addition. If you've never ever done anything with Groovi before, what a great way to get this into your life. The starter kit, the details are on your screen. 2 payments of £25 as well.
So
or
that's
maybe
on
you
Flexi.
are. That is on Flexi. So if you add your one-day special in, it's also on Flexi as
Treat
well.
yourself for Christmas.
Yeah. Or if you are a Groovi, a Groovier, a Grooviist, a Groovi, a Groovist, a Groovier, a Groover.
A Parcher.
A Parcher, yes, if you're one of them. And you want to get someone else in your family into that particular craft, then the starter kit, we would definitely recommend that for you, because you've got everything you need.
It's great because you've got everything in there. As soon as you get that home, you can literally start creating because you've got the parchment in there. And once you get going, you really won't look back.
No.
If you can hold a pen,
yes,
you can use the system.
Yeah, you certainly can, because once that tool goes into the groove, it just takes you away. Now, you've got the details on your screen for the starter kit, everything you're getting in there. So you're getting your tools, you've got some plates in there, you've got the plate mate in there, you've also got instructions and some projects for you to put together. 2 payments of £25, as Paul said. That's on FlexiBuy, so do you know what? You can add your one-day special and the whole package goes onto FlexiBuy, but a third of the stock of the one-day special has gone. It is a huge stock. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but I don't want anyone to miss out. And if we head through and then about 20 past, I give you a big stock update, you'll be like, why didn't you tell me? So we just want to let you know that. So, Tina.
So what I've done is I've done the outlines of the snowflake, but also the dots. Now the dots are where we're going to perforate. That's going to be our holes for the stitching.
Okay.
And you can see that was really quick to do. So what, oopsie. I take that off, and I'm going to move this out of the way.
Don't we have that?
Sorry,
so much on the table. Yeah, I'll grab that.
And what I've done is I have prepped one that I've done here that I have already attached to a piece of card. I'll just put that there. Is that better? So I've attached my parchment to a piece of card. Again, I've picot cut my white card.
Yes.
And this is the fourth from the inside.
Right.
So next size up.
Yes.
And I've just attached it with a Groovi tab so the two of them are together, because now what we want to do is where we see those dots, we want to perforate over them with a 1 needle tool.
Right.
So I'm using a fine 1 needle tool because we want fine holes.
Yes.
Some of the dots are quite close together, so if we were to use the bold 1 needle tool, it'll just end up being one big hole. Rather than.
And there's no other polite way of saying that.
So is there a reason, Tina, why we've put it onto the card first? Why we're not just perforating like the parchment like we would normally if we were going to do picot cutting?
Yeah, sorry. We attach it to the card because when we're stitching, this is going to get really messy. With the black parchment, you won't see a lot of the mess because it's black. But say if we were using regular parchment, you would see all the crisscrossing of the lines and the masking tape and everything. So by putting the card, all the mess goes on the back there. And as a matter of fact, I can show you an example of the mess at the back. So you can see that. Oops, should I put it there?
Yeah, I see, okay.
That's what it looks like on the back.
Yes.
So if we were using regular parchment without a backing card, you would see that.
You're right.
Because it's it's see-through really.
Yes.
So.
And does it also strengthen the parchment as well?
Yeah.
Because when you're pulling the thread through, if there was no card there and you did it without the card, it would just rip into one hole into the other and pull too hard.
A really good point.
And for me, I pull quite hard.
Yeah.
I'm not delicate with
the
stitching.
tension.
It might look delicate, but it's not. It's like pull, how hard, And for me, if it was just if I use a thin paper as opposed to card, my work tends to buckle. So I prefer a thicker card.
Okay.
But if you're at home and if you're new to it, have a play. Try a thinner card, try a thicker card, and see what you prefer.
Yeah, I mean, on the silver roll that you're getting with the one-day special, is there 200 metres on that?
There is. Well, I think there is. Yeah, 200 metres.
So you can practice before you do your grooving and your card on different strength paper or card if you want a back on there. So you've got 200 metres there, so it gives you enough to have a bit of a practice with to choose your card accordingly, or just go along with the one that Tina's using.
Okay. So now we're ready to perforate. So when we perforate from the front.
Okay.
So I'm going to, holding the tool upright, and I'm doing it over the super foam, and holding the 1 needle tool upright, I'm going to line it up with the dots, and my glasses would really help at this point.
I was just looking for mine as well.
I've got mine here.
Oh, look, I can see. Yeah, of course. And we perforate over those holes.
Something about perforating, isn't there, that's so relaxing and satisfying.
And it's great with the light panel underneath because once you've made that perforation, the light shines through.
Yeah, it does. Kind of artwork in itself.
I use the light panel even while I'm stitching because I can see exactly which hole to go into and things because the light shines through.
We did have a one-day special on daylight saving lamps. Daylight saving lamps, not daylight saving lamps. Daylight lamps. No, there's no saving in there, Janice. Daylight saving. Daylight lamps. So I guess it could save you daylight. But if you've got some of the lamps as well, that will help with your stitching. That's where I'm trying to get to. Not very well, but I was trying to get there.
There was a deal of the day on last week. It was one of those little portable ones that had the built-in magnifying glass. So,
why didn't I just say that? I'd have to go through the daylight saving thing.
Winter's coming.
Oh, it is.
This would be great, wouldn't it? So as the nights draw in, as we get closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
That was fun. I suddenly looked up and I was like, wow, everything's like swimming. It's like,
got glasses on.
But again, we're talking about the sort of the plates and the designs.
Yeah.
I mean, just by embossing those little dots, just to add those details. So if you don't want to do the the embroidery element to it, you don't have to.
No, you can't.
They're completely standalone.
So yeah, you're right. You can have it with the embroidery on. You can have it with without the embroidery, making it different each and every time. But the designs are beautiful. The one we're working on at the moment is this fabulous angel. Love that with the snowflakes and the love hearts. We'll take you through that. Isn't that spectacular? And you've got your star and your, well, I guess, are these poinsettias? Or I guess they could be anything. But the detail, again, with those snowflakes in the centre, and then further still. If you just wanted to use the central part, you can do. If you just want to use the outer part, you can do. And that's the beauty of the Groovi plates. And if you want to, you can mix and match. That, again, a beautiful design. Looks like the pine leaves maybe of a tree with the holly in there, and then you've got those lovely baubles, Christmas baubles, and you've also got with each and every one the instructions on how to stitch as well, so you get that included. And there's your Christmas trees. I really like the shape of the Christmas trees there. Now, over a third of the stock has gone. Of your one-day special. It's supposed to last 24 hours. I know it's a huge stock. We're 25 minutes past the hour. Wow, busy.
So what we've done is we've perforated over the dots. At this, for this, I would say, take your time doing it, align it and take your time. Hold the tool upright always, because if you hold the tool at an angle, the hole is it's not quite circle, and it's got a,
yes,
it can end up being
that's a good point.
One big hole again.
A good point. Again, that's a good point.
It's like Christmas cracker joke, jealous.
That was my job before I worked here. It wasn't.
So if I was doing this is now ready to stitch, really. So this is excellent for, if you want to make quick Christmas cards and things. And so this one, I had decided, well, although I was just doing step-by-step samples, I thought, no, I'm going to finish it off, because for me, that's really cute.
Yeah,
so,
it really is.
This one's a really nice one if you're just starting off to have a play with, because the stitching is really simple on this snowflake itself. As we go through the shows, one of the things I will show you is how to make it look like stitching, but we're not going to stitch it.
No.
We're going to do stitching on card, not just parchment.
Really?
So how to do that.
Okay.
So there's lots, we can do. So don't think that because they're Groovi plates, you have to use it with parchment. You can stitch on card as well.
Superb.
So we will do that.
Yeah, it sounds exciting.
So what I have now is I prepped one before with all the holes there.
Okay.
So exactly the same as we did with the snowflake, but the whole plate as is.
Okay.
And again, I have attached it on the side with just some Groovi tabs to hold it together. Once I've done a few stitches, it will hold together anyway, so you can take out the tabs. I generally tend to leave them there.
Okay.
It's always good to start from the center and work outwards.
Right.
Because, in my case, when I pull too hard, it starts buckling and suddenly things don't match up as they should have.
Would you ever use any glue to place the parchment down on the card before you start stitching?
I wouldn't use a wet glue.
No.
Because what the wet glue will do is it's going to come through the holes.
Yes.
Even if you put wet. So for example, I wanted this to mount on another piece of card. You would think, well, this is card, so it's fine to use wet glue, but no, because the wet glue is going to seep through those holes onto the parchment, and it's going to buckle your parchment.
There you go.
So always use a dry glue.
Yes.
Even to mount this on another piece of card. Because this is black parchment, you can get away with using like the liner tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I could have put a little bit there, a little bit there to, that it's not going to show.
Yeah.
But on clear parchment, the liner tape will show.
Yes.
So I find the best way is to just, it's only temporary, just to hold it there.
And they're reusable, the Groovi tabs.
Yeah.
So, you're not wasting anything. They're there to be used, so use them.
And I've just realised, Tina's done one for me as well, and I've got this on my light panel. If I took the parchment off of the card, you could wrap this around like a glass and have a candle inside, because all those little perforations, the light would shine through.
That would be amazing.
I don't know if we can pick that up on the overhead on Tina's, where that light's coming through. All the tiny little perforations.
So those little holes.
Yeah. So if you did like a band of that and you wrapped it around a candle holder.
I'm going to try that.
Or if you had a lantern, spent the time to make a lantern have 4 sides to it.
With the battery operated lights in there.
So you wouldn't need to stitch those. You wouldn't stitch those because that provides the beautiful pattern work.
Yeah.
Oh, that would look
didn't think about that.
And it came to me because it was on the light panel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it is something, if you did make that for Christmas, that it will come out again every single Christmas. And it's something so beautiful and special that you've made and created.
Yeah.
Right, shall we get stitchy with it?
So we're going to start stitching. Metallic thread.
Yes.
This is a beautiful thread. You don't need a lot. You know, just take about 2 feet. Is that about 2 feet?
Yeah.
About that much.
Yeah, about that much.
Because it does tend to kink. It's metallic thread, it will kink.
Okay.
So it's better to start off short and just keep adding it on rather than it all going all... I was going to say something, but it's probably going to come across as the wrong word.
Oh, go on.
No. I'll tell you in the break.
Was it a little bit like the story I told you guys before we started the show? Yes, about Doncaster today. Yeah.
You know, and if it gets the kinks, then what we have is that we have to cut it out, cut the thread, which means you have to start all over again.
Oh, we don't want to do
that. No. So it's better to just start with a shorter thread. Now, I'm just taking one of the needles out. Now what I've done is I've got a little container for my needles and I've put a magnetic, just a magnet piece there. So that's where my needles stay. I mean, you have got 25, but I know last time, you know, we were losing a lot of needles. So, you know, put a bit of magnet on your container or something and the needle will stay there. Okay, we're ready to thread.
Have you seen how fine this needle is?
It's making me nervous just looking at the fact that you're going to thread that.
Do you know, I find, for me, this has been the best needle I have ever threaded.
Why is that?
I have never had any issues with this needle ever.
And when Tina came up with the concept of the embroidery plate, Hayley worked with Tina to find the right needle, and you had loads of different needles,
I tried
didn't you?
so many needles.
And then when Tina sent me the needle, I went, really? How are we going to thread that? But it's easy. It really is.
The other thing is, you know, if you have a light panel, hold your needle over the light panel because you can see where the eye of the needle is.
Thread to needle, not needle to thread.
And she can't do it live on camera.
No pressure.
No pressure, Tina.
No, you take your time.
No,
I've done mine. Do you want to borrow mine?
There you go.
That was quick.
And it's in there.
I know, but that is so fine.
It is.
So what I'm going to start with, I mean, okay, I did say we're going, you know, work center outwards. But on this one, I want to start with a stitch that is very easy to do. So we're going to do the snowflake one, just to get us started. So, you know, and because I said it's a good one to practice, just to show you one little patch. So we start from the back.
Yep. I think it looks impressive on the back as well.
Needle, and in the snowflake, all those are the same. So once you've done one set of the 6 holes, they're going to be the same. A lot of the stitches through the plates are the same. So, you know, once you've done a couple, it just becomes pretty automatic. Now, what I should have done is using some, I should have kept some masking tape cut and ready.
Do you know something? I would take care of that masking tape. Do you know why? Because we've run out in tech and we can't strap our little earpieces up. So yes,
I'll share with you.
That's a pre-warning.
And you don't need a lot of masking tape. I'm just going to cut this in half. There you go. And I'm going to stick my tape down so it doesn't slide. The thread doesn't slide out as I'm
You don't need to knot
yanking it. No. What I've done is I have covered a couple of holes. Generally, when I'm at home, I'm a bit more careful, you know, not to cover the holes. But then there are times where the holes are very close and I can't get away with it. And it doesn't matter because when I get to stitching that part, I'm going to poke through it anyway.
Of course you are.
So, you know, don't get worked up over, oh my gosh, I've covered the holes. It's okay. You know, at most what happens is that some of the glue from the masking tape gets on your needle. You know, wipe it off. I use my tumble dryer sheet and the wax and do that and it takes the gunk off. So my tumble dryer sheet comes to the rescue.
Very good.
Okay, so I've brought it up.
Yep.
And I'm going to go diagonally across.
Okay.
Yeah, on the opposites, not diagonal, yeah, opposite.
Yeah, completely opposite, yeah.
To the back.
Yeah.
And I pull that. I go to the one next to it on the back. Yep. Now, depending on whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you're going to go one way or the other. It's not going to matter, to be honest.
Story of my life.
So again, on the front, we pull it, and then we go to the opposite.
So this, as you said, this is one of the, this is so easy. And because you've got that guide in there as well.
I was going to say, I was just looking at the guide here, taking you through step by step with every stitch. If you wanted to stitch every single element of the design, then you've got it right here. You get one of these included on each of the Groovi plates, which is fabulous.
And the light panel really makes a difference because I can see which hole I've been in with the thread.
Yeah.
So I know which one I need to go back into to carry on. And also the super foam holds the needle in place, so I can sort of pick it up and turn it over.
Yes.
So if my hands are not as steady, it's really good for that.
It's very therapeutic, isn't it? Just sitting here doing the stitching, taking a moment or two just to do something so delicate.
Wow, that's lovely.
So that's 2 of the little circly bits on the snowflake done. So you can see it's really
You've
quick
done 2,
to
I've only done 1.
Well, Paul, you need to
No, but you were explaining.
Yes.
Okay.
I was just
We
enjoying
all do it in
myself.
different
I was
times,
just
don't we?
enjoying myself, basically.
Well, I tell you what, let's have a look at the website. Here it is. This is where you can get all the tools. You can get the starter kit. You can have a look at the one-day special, have a look at the 5-star reviews. Go and check the threads out if we've still got any left. The metallics have sold out, but the sparkle we do have. We do have that option. So go and get that. It's a gorgeous thread to use. It really, really is. And maybe pop that into your basket as well, giving you a chance to maybe open up a flexi buy with the other items that are already on flexi buy. So it gives you a chance to do that, which is fabulous. 40% of the one-day special has now gone. It's a fabulous concept, it really is. If you love Groovi, these are going to be perfect for you. If you want to take your Groovi to the next level, then these are going to be perfect for you as well, because you can add that element of stitching. All the details within the pack that you get will give you the inspiration to start using thread. In your one-day special, you get the 4 plates. In your one-day special, you get the parchment papers. In the one-day special, you get the threads, and in the one-day special, you also get the needles as well. But you're saving £13.50 on this price for the one-day special that is supposed to last 24 hours.
Well, I mean, the plates on their own, Janice, they're £7.99
Yes.
each. So 4 of those is £36.
Yeah.
So basically, you're getting the parchment and the thread, and yeah, that's about right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a superb deal. It means that when you get this home, it's all there.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You can start taking your plates out. You've got your parchment, the needles, the threads, and off you go. You will need, of course, tools to go with your parchments. If you don't have those, either go for the starter pack that we've got available for you, or go for tools that we've got available on the show. But your one-day special, the work that's got into this from Tina is absolutely phenomenal, and you can do so much with it as well, Paul.
I think so, and it's the versatility of it, because again, as I said, I'll keep saying it, because some people may be put off thinking, oh, I can't stitch, the needles are too fine. I think you don't have to do the embroidery. I just love the designs on their own, and the versatility of being able to mix and match. I mean, there's one sample. I'm just trying to see if I can find it.
I'll just show you this one while we're looking. Again, this is the angel, but with that beautiful detail on there. And again, if you want to add the stitching, you can. It looks lovely on the angel's robes just there, or you can leave that out if you wish. But a lovely way of being able to build and create the different designs.
Okay, so when we look at this one from Emma Burns, and if I find the plate that one's been done from. Wow,
look at that. Now, it's been done from the star.
From the star. But then when you look at, so if you look at the star, but look at the outside frame, what Emma's done is use the outside frame from the baubles, but she hasn't followed the stitching pattern. She's just used part of it.
Right, I see.
And it gives it a completely different look. So what that's done, for me, that's not even Christmas, that frame.
No. No, I see. So along here, you'll see it looks like pine needles.
Yeah.
But then on here, it looks completely different because you've got that frame running around it. That's interesting.
Isn't it? So it just shows that as you become more comfortable with it and just experimenting on where to sort of put the thread, it can completely change the look of it.
There's so many different combinations that you can build and create with this. There really is. And again, everything that you need right here, you just need to add your tools to do your groovy work, and of course your holes pinching. Perforating, that's the word. Pinching your holes. Don't forget to do that. This is your one day special, 962214. My mind was going somewhere else, which sounds really wrong. I will explain it later. Right. If you love the one day special, perhaps what you don't realise is that there was a collection before. So if you want to go for the previous collection, which is equally as beautiful, then here it is at £26.96. Now you get your 4 plates included in that price, and again these are beautiful, aren't they, Paul?
And again, it's the same concept from Tina, and this is where it all started, being able to do the stitching on it. But when you look at these plates, I mean, look at all the different elements on there. And you can take elements from this collection and add them into the Christmas one. If you like the frame on this one and you just want to put the star in the middle or the baubles, then, I mean, look at this, what Tina's done.
Beautiful, isn't it?
With all those beautiful beads on there.
Yeah, and that's another addition, really, adding beads to your threads, which make it look 3D and beautiful. Using them and mixing them up as well, like using certain elements from one of the plates, adding another plate, because they are all of the same size, but you'll soon find out that you've got so many different inspirations that you can build and create. This one is by Josie. Isn't that pretty?
Look at that beautiful pink parchment. And if you've gone, there was a pink, wasn't there, in those sparkle threads, I think. That would look beautiful. So, as Tina was explaining with the coloured parchments, it can just change it. If you've got the multicoloured threads, it can make a real difference.
Yeah, it really can. I mean, that's stunning as well, using some of the designer parchment behind that. If you do want to focus on the threading, let me show you this one from Maggie Byford. Stunning, isn't it? Look at that. Now, that is a special card for someone special in your life.
Yeah, I mean, sort of like, that is a real sort of, but as Tina was showing, I mean, she did those little snowflakes. She did 2 to my 1.
Yes.
But once you get into it, it's like the Groovi system. Once you sit down and you relax and you get into sort of tracing out the design, the embroidery side of it is the same concept because you're just following a pattern.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Teaching yourself a brand new craft, perhaps. This is an interesting one just here as well. And using that thread just on the side here to give that edge, which I think really does add that luxurious feel to it. So if you do want to go for this particular set, then £26.96, that's all it is. And of course you can add this to your basket, and if you're buying anything on a flexi buy, you can divide the cost of this into 2. 297116 is your item number. Let's take a look at that sparkle thread. My word, we're busy. A third of the stock has gone already, and I know that that was a big stock. £25.99. You've got a 7-day extended delivery on that, so it's 7 days before we post that out, but it's worth the wait, and you get 200 metres on each reel, which I think is incredible value for money, and so do you, and that's why many of you are going for that. Some of you are multi-buying. Just saying, and it's going to be entirely up to you if you want to do that. Right, we're back with Tina, the creator of these beautiful plates. What are we going to do next?
Well, so basically, you know, we would do the same on all of those. So the 4 corners of the snowflake is exactly the same, and you will see this pattern in a couple of the other Christmas plates.
Yes.
So it's exactly the same. Even in the beginner, in the first set of embroidery threads, there is this pattern in there.
Okay.
So you've already got, you know, on how to.
And your confidence builds, doesn't it? Perfect.
Yeah. Next, what we'll do is I'll do just a little bit of backstitch on this snowflake. I won't finish the whole snowflake, but a lot of people probably know about backstitch, but for those who've not done any stitching, if I just show you quickly what a backstitch is.
Yeah.
Like one of the card samples you saw was of the fern, where I think Emma had used just the corner to make a frame, which was so beautiful, and one of the other ladies had used the whole fern. That's all completely done in backstitch, and there's quite a few designs in here that is just backstitch.
Perfect.
So if we do that, so what I've done is I've brought the needle from the back up to the front on the snowflake there.
Okay.
So I'm going to go in, so I'm working sort of at that diagonal.
Yeah.
So into the next hole, around the back, into the next one. So now we've done one, but now I want to line it up. It's like joining the dots.
Yes.
So I need to go back into the previous one. I think this is why it's called backstitch. Yes. Because we go back.
No, you don't
I remember doing that at school. You had those things with all the holes in it, and you used to go up one and cover it, but you had to,
and you had to go back.
That was backstitch.
And then you come back to there. But now when we go to this one, it's going to sit on the top in the right direction anyway.
Right.
So
now, am I right in thinking you don't necessarily need to have a light panel? If you're confident and you've got enough light around you, you could sit and sew this like you would perhaps a piece of embroidery, or when you're using a hoop, for example. So there's all different ways that you can use this.
Yeah. So that's basically just backstitch, which you know, which will work on the corner of the fern and a lot of the other designs. So I'm going to skip this, and what I've also done is I've done a guide up, which will be blogged.
Yep, so we'll put it on the Clarity Matters blog, which is claritymattersblog.com.
Okay.
We'll get that on there tomorrow. So what Tina's kindly done is she's sort of done enlarged designs, the patterns.
Oh, this is handy,
I'm sure we can
Tina.
put that on the Hochanda Facebook page as well.
Yes, yeah, that's a really good idea.
We can get that sorted out probably when the guys go back in on Monday. But you can see it gives you that guide on sort of like you go from position 1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
So what I've done is, basically I've just numbered the holes and said, so you always, you know, where it says, for example, if we take this snowflake I was saying, where it says from front 1 to 2, so you know, I haven't said you're always coming from the back to the top when you're starting, but we're assuming, you know, we're coming from the back to the top. So we go from number 1, we're coming up and going down into 2. Now when you go down to 2, you're on the back.
Yes.
So on the back, I've put you're going from 2 to 3.
So down on 2, up on 3.
Yeah. So then you come 3 and then back to 4. Sorry, not back to 4. 3 to 4 is going to be from the front.
Yep.
So because you've gone down there.
Up on 5.
So back up
on 5, down on 6.
Yeah, so all the stitches that come with the guide in the plate, this explains how I have done it. But there is lots of variations. And once you build the confidence, you'll figure out your own variations.
Yes,
you know, try different stitches. But this is just a beginning step, you know, to get you going and blown up. Bigger.
To make it easy to see. Oh, that's fantastic. We will try and make this available tomorrow
we can get that
on our
sorted.
Facebook. Over 40% of the stock of the one-day special has gone. Congratulations, Tina. It's a fabulous collection. It really is. Remember, we have the first collection available as well. If you want to have a look at that, you're more than welcome to do so, and you're more than welcome to add that to your basket if you want to. Because the plates, you can mix and match the patterns, not just within your one-day special, but within the previous collection as well. It's a marvellous idea, it really is.
So what I've done is I just secured my thread. You know, if I wanted to change my thread color, all I've done again is I've secured it at the back with masking tape.
No knots?
And that's enough, nothing, no, just masking tape, cut the thread, ready to go to the next bit. So let's do a bit of the dress there. So again, ouch. Try and not poke yourself.
Yeah, don't.
It hurts. So again, secured just with some masking tape. And what I've done is for the dress, I've brought it to the pointy bit up there. Now for the dress, I mean, okay, I've counted the holes on the guide itself, you know, but basically what I've done, what I'm doing is I'm going all the way around and going into along where the horizontal is, the first hole there.
Okay.
So it's coming at a diagonal there. And then from the back, I'm going along the next hole on that diagonal.
Yes.
Bringing it up and going to the next hole.
Which is number 2?
Next to number 1.
Which is number 2. I'm following the instructions. This makes it so easy. Now that one, number 2, goes to
3.
Number 3. It says it here on the instructions. Down to 27.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. But you know, once you start, you just want to basically go to the next hole along.
Right. Yeah, it makes it so easy, especially with these diagrams that I've just been following along, and it makes sense. And like Tina says, once you've done it once, I think it will start to become second nature.
It does. It's like anything. Once you get into the rhythm of sort of
sorry, I'm going to start again because
I mean, if you wanted to at the back, you could write the little numbers on with a pencil, couldn't you, Tina, on the back of the card?
Yeah.
If you were a little bit unsure of where to go. But it's like that Spirelli type thing, and I mean, Tina's sort of obviously created the design where we're going like from 1 into 25.
Yeah.
But if you went in from say 1 into 30, you would end up with a completely different pattern if you're following the same concept.
Are we going to be able to download these?
Yes, they'll be available as a PDF download.
I'm just thinking, if you were to download this, you could actually practice on this because it's larger, you've got the numbers, so you could actually have your first practice, and then you get into the flow, you get an understanding of which ones you need to go to, and then when you go to your parchment, it becomes second nature.
Basically what happened is I got a kink in my thread.
Happens to us all.
I had to chop it off and start again.
And I didn't secure my thread at the bottom, so as I pulled, it came straight out through the hole.
But there we go.
It's been a long day,
just keep going.
Oh, I'm sure you've been very busy getting ready, as you know, all our guests are with the one-day special. It's you know, you're here tonight, another show at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. Hopefully,
we're launching a deal of the day at 7 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Are you allowed to tell us what it is or not?
It might be something to do with designer parchment. But I haven't said that. Yeah, so that will launch tomorrow on Good Morning Hochanda.
How exciting.
So I'll be there, bright and breezy.
Oh, bless you, Paul.
So who's doing Good Morning Hochanda tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning. Oh, it's not Yanis, because Yanis is on holiday. It's our lovely Catherine.
Oh, she's been on holiday, hasn't she?
Yes, she's been working on her craftavan.
Yes, I saw that.
Doing a great job.
So the thread there is finished, so I'm just going to secure it and get some more thread and continue. But you can see it forming. So if I bring in the card that has the dress, and you can see it just starts forming.
It's
so
beautiful.
What it will do, it is you just continue it all the way around, and you know, by the time you get there, it just forms. It's like Spirelli. It will just happen. You don't need to stop and start. It will just keep going. Now, this same design is exactly the same as we do for the head.
Oh, right.
So for the head, you know, we started up at 1 there,
yes,
and then went into the 5th one along.
Yes.
And then you go along to 6,
yes,
come back to 2.
You're right.
Then go to 3 and 7, but exactly the same.
Yes.
So there's a lot of stitches there that are absolutely identical.
Good memory, that, Tina, and that was I was following you on your instructions there. You weren't even looking at those. So it shows that once you know, it just becomes second nature.
It does.
And although it looks like a mathematical test, it's not. It really isn't. The first time you look at that, you'll think, oh my word, but then it makes sense. And then it becomes second nature, and then you'll be able to reel it off.
And you know, the angel wings, exactly the same. up at 1, down at 5, along to 6, down at 2, identical.
I don't even need to check, I know she's right.
We know why Tina doesn't sleep now. She's chanting these in and out and round and round.
Holly leaves, backstitch.
You talking in your sleep. Up on 2, down on 6, back to 8, up at 3.
I do
like
sleep talk though.
routine.
I do sleep talk, and the kids are, you know, when they were younger and we used to share a room or something. Mom, you sleep talk. Oh, what did I say? Nothing embarrassing. Couldn't make it out, Mom. But once my sister said you were talking about some food. I'm like, was it cake? She's like, no, it wasn't cake. I'm like, really? I was talking about something other than cake.
Is there anything else?
What a waste.
Imagine though, if you're going up on 2, up on 2. Well, Mum, you don't have to be up until 5. Up on 2.
So, you know, the holly leaves, again, backstitch.
Yes.
The heart is, you know, instead of going down at 5, you're going down at 3.
Yeah.
But again, exactly the same. What I want to get to is the corner.
Okay.
Yeah? Shall we do a corner quickly?
Can we do that?
Do we have time for a corner?
We've got 2 minutes left of the show.
Okay, very quickly.
And whatever we don't show you in this show, you've got 8 o'clock with
8
Nikki
o'clock,
as well.
yeah, with the lovely Nikki.
Basically, am I going to tape? I don't think I'll be able to rush it, to be honest.
No, you take
I'm
your
just
time.
far too slow for things like that.
We can start in this show and then
But
continue at 8.
We need some red liner tape.
I do believe we might have some of that in Good Evening Hochanda. I think. I'm sure I passed it on the counter. Have we got some red liner tape, Matt? And good. Matt says yes.
He's nodding.
Floor manager Matt says yes.
Red liner tape.
The man from the floor, he said yes.
Red liner tape. Take that off. Take that off. Get
Matt's so
some
young, he probably won't
thread.
know that reference then.
Get some thread. Get some
He's just
thread.
looking blankly,
Yes.
isn't he?
And unwind it. You can cut it if you want. I just
Yes.
unwind it. So, what we do, oops, see my sleeve's getting
Now
in the way.
almost half the stock is gone.
Wow.
We've got 1 minute left of the show, so we'll
Okay.
show you a couple of threads how
1,
to
2,
do it.
so if I'm coming down 3rd notch, 3rd along there, and then you just keep winding it around into those grooves. And it's as simple as that. And what the red liner tape does is it's securing it at the back for you. And you just put some more
Perfect.
tape over that and stick it onto your card.
That is so easy.
It really is. And if you've ever put fuse wire away in your dad's cupboard, then that is going to be a piece of cake. Oh, I mentioned cake again. Tina, thank you so much for the
Thank
show.
you.
You're back at 8 o'clock with Nikki, so go and get some rest in between shows. Thank
Yeah,
you, Paul. We might
thank
see
you.
you,
Thank you.
in Good Evening Hochanda. Has anyone
Oh, I
told you
might
that?
pop in. No.
Oh, well, I'm telling you now. We might see you as well. Who knows? But we will see you. That's the main thing. Please do check out your basket, and we'll see you in a few moments' time. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, Paul.